We're on up.
All praises to Yahweh, Ba'Hashem, Yahushai, Ba'Hashem, Makakadash.
Halayim la Yahweh Ba'Hashem Yahushai Ba'Hashem Makakadash.
Alright, we are the Hebrew Israelites, and we come out here every week to teach you Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans that you are the true Israelites of the Bible. And today we want to go in and talk about slavery. Yeah, and we're continuing from last week what we were talking about.
So just to refresh your memory, last week we were talking about some Hebrew words. And this week we're going to talk about transatlantic slave trade. Let me fix this camera. You're a bit out the screen. And I printed this out. You see? See if you can see it. It says Atlantic slave trade. Oh, also, I want you to notice one thing. See how this came up reverse? But the sign is not coming up reverse. Or maybe this is coming up right, but I'm seeing it in reverse. But when I watch the videos of all the brothers across the world, other signs come up reverse, but not this. How you doing, brother?
All right, brother. How you doing?
So here I'm gonna read a little bit, and you still got a what verse? Go ahead, get a verse up.
Yeah, because last week we were talking about how
No, it's Wednesday. Hey, that's good because you know that we come out every Friday, right?
Yeah, I know, but then I'm thinking, hey, it's Friday. I see these brothers, though. I'm thinking, I know it's going to
Hey, they changed our work schedule, so we got to come out when we got to come out.
all right, well, I'm relieved. Man, it's Friday already.
Oh, yeah. Well, the time is flying by.
Nursing home.
And I have a whole bunch of scriptures. Maybe you go ahead and get one.
okay, because last week we were talking about how the Israelites, how they went into slavery and how it was prophesied how they would go into slavery. And this is Baruch 3 and 8. It says, "Behold, we are yet this day in our captivity, where thou hast scattered us for a reproach and a curse."
Still to this day we're in slavery. Because your birth certificate is a warehouse receipt, social security card is a tracking number, driver's license. You have to make a contract between you and the government to have permission to drive on public roads to conduct business. You can't do it any other way.
No, I agree with at least a little person to check to see if you can drive anyway.
Yeah.
But I was going to ask a question, and this is something that's kind of been turning over my mind for some time now. What is your point of view on the Israelites went to Egypt because Joseph was practically Pharaoh every time, and then there was a drought. But what about them never leaving?
Well, they're never leaving. I think that it represents being comfortable because we went down to Egypt because there was a famine.
Yeah.
And they
That's
sold it.
what I was taught.
Yeah, our brothers sold their brother Joseph into slavery, and Joseph became basically a pharaoh. He was the second in command, and that happens throughout all history because every place in the history, every country around the world becomes great because of our people. Now we become so dependent on being dependent on other countries to like, for example, we came I'm saying the Ishmaelites, the so-called Mexicans came over here to work, but they got us working in the fields.
Yeah, well, just like the barista in the Second World War.
Oh yeah.
You know, come on over to work. Our boys are over there fighting, or what have you. And get it where you fit in, and we'll pay you. Some of them just getting their money, and they're dead, and they're deceased, and their descendants are just getting the pay that they get the problems and stuff from third.
Yeah, because sometimes you have to go to war. You have to indenture yourself to be a citizen, right? Because you can buy your citizenship if you serve in the military.
In the United States, slavery is unique from any other slavery in history in one respect. They base it on skin color.
Yeah.
They say the skin color was symbolic of a curse. And they went all the way back to Ham or whatever. But they demonized this. See, Joseph, they don't care if he was a Jew. He's got dreams, he's in touch with God. And plus he's got a plan that he's living my dream. We don't care what color he is. Put that man in the job. But this is besides that,
Oh, because the Egyptians were dark skin color too, so they didn't mind.
they didn't care that he was a Jew. They didn't care that he was an ex-slave. They didn't care. Look, he's got the plan that's going to save the planet. So they didn't care about skin color.
Yeah, he sure did.
You know, this is the first time that, let's say you got a country with your neighbor. You go to war. Whoever loses, I'm sorry, but your men folk and women folk are going to be in service until you fight again and win or whatever. But they can still get their freedom and one based on their skin color.
No.
You know, this is the first. This is why it's still.
Yeah, and it's still based on skin color right now because let's say I apply for a job and there's 10 other candidates and all they're looking at is the paper. Well, on that paper it asks me what's my nationality, what's my ethnicity, what's my race, and I can't put down that I'm black because obviously my skin isn't black. But I have to put down that I'm white because otherwise I won't receive any benefits.
Yeah.
See, they got us choosing sides.
Oh yeah. How they feel it?
House nigga feeling it. There you go. Hey, no matter where we go, we're still gonna be. Oh yeah.
Luther came up with it. I mean, it's still working even in South America.
Oh yeah. And also in Algeria, there's still some of our people are still being sold into slavery to those Arabs. Oh, and the Arabs are the ones that had slaves the longest.
And how about this? You're in Africa, you're on a little tour or whatever, and you're going down the road, and you look on there's a big billboard, and it's advertising skin like that. The next billboard, hair straight. Africa. Lightning just came and straightened your head. Come on, man.
Because they try to make themselves look good. Because really, light skin is a curse. Light skin is the real curse.
It is the curse. It's almost like,
Leprosy.
yeah.
So that's why this so-called devil.
Unclean.
Yeah. So they look at us, me and you, and they say, look at this guy. He has beautiful skin. He can stay out in the sun for hours and not get sunburned.
Afro.
I hate him.
But I gonna have cornrows, and then in the movie with the white woman with the cornrows, 10.
Hey, you know if a white man came and sprayed my hair, it would beat up. The water would beat up and it would just fall.
Yeah, I poured some water on top of my hair last night trying to cool off. You know, my hair soaked up half of it, and then it just started. See, because that's sub-Saharan temperature.
Yeah,
God knows what
white
he's
man
doing.
does that and he gets all cold and wet. His whole
That's because the
skull.
Caucasian moon, that's a whole different environment.
This is. I mean, you know what's up, man. You know what's up.
That's wild. Well, yeah, I finally woke up. Come on, dog. You can't just be tearing over stuff, knocking over stuff, chewing on. Come on, man.
Hey, but we have some information that the whole world needs to not ignore anymore. Because
And a lot of a small proportion, just like a small proportion has the wealth, a small proportion also is up too. You know, it's like masonry, Freemasonry.
oh, they got that building, the Mason building down there on Harris. 1902 is the number.
And some of these older buildings, you look on top, all those, the courthouse, the world, the pinnacle, the eight. I mean,
They're throwing it in our face, but our people are too ignorant to understand.
they're too caught up in Facebook, this, that, and the
They're too
other.
caught up in Egypt. That's
Yeah,
why we stayed there for 400 years.
They got flesh pots and they got fried fish.
Man. And then when we left Egypt, they wanted to go back.
That's what I'm saying.
So the Lord had to kill
Yeah.
most of them.
Yeah, because you ain't gonna undo this after 500 years of that's what
oppression.
that's what our problem is. 500 years of slavery, Jim Crow, you know.
All those laws that they made up to back up their crazy ass, whatever they think about us.
Make sure they got a TV in there too.
Give them a TV. Hey,
Make sure they got one of those.
and if they get upset, give them some free cable. Give them a free phone.
But first get that thing in there, you know, Milton Berle and that was Harlem. Get it in there. Now?
Oh, and right now, there's an exodus of white people leaving California because even though the economy is doing good, the taxes and everything is not in their favor.
No. And it's only doing good for our precious kids.
Yeah.
I mean, I remember.
It ain't doing good for us.
No. A cashless, jobless recovery. Now that's like saying you recover from cancer, but you're still sick.
But you're still getting sick.
You're still sick.
Hey, that's how this devil does it, man.
But you're recovering though.
He's slick. He's slick.
Controls the language and the
Hey, yeah, man. We're on to him.
yeah.
We're on to him.
Just like I said, one thing he hates worse is when you find out the wiles of the devil. You find out how he's tricking us. You don't want that. No, he takes a trick, he pops it up, and put a little something different bow on there, and it's the same old thing.
And
Ding dong.
people eat it up.
Man, and it's the same one. And if it ain't broke, don't fix it. I mean,
That's right.
Never smart enough, but chump, nigga.
Yeah.
Come on, boo boo.
So give back in Baruch.
This is Baruch 3:8. Behold, we are yet this day in our captivity, where thou hast scattered us for a reproach and a curse.
So that's right, man. Wherever we are at, wherever in the world that you are at, you're still gonna catch these curses. Not as much as you're gonna catch them here in Babylon, because you can testify. Anybody can testify to how bad they're being treated, how oppressed they are. Even the so-called white man can say that he's being oppressed, which he's not, but he can complain about it. You can take 10 cents away from that guy, you'll be fucking pissed. Got another one?
Where thou hast scattered us for a reproach and a curse, and to be subject to payments, according to all the iniquities of our fathers, which departed from Yahweh Shemi Hawashai, our power. So that's why in Deuteronomy it said, I set this day before you a blessing and a curse. But Israel received the curse, and that curse was to go into slavery, to be subject unto payments, because the iniquity of our forefathers, because they departed from the Lord, Yahweh Shemi Hawashai.
And the Lord wasn't actually with us. He put his laws, statutes, and commandments to represent him. And if we kept those laws, statutes, and commandments, that would represent us being with him. So we stopped being with him by stop obeying him. Okay, so let me read a little bit of this Atlantic slave trade. The Atlantic slave trade, or transatlantic slave trade, involved the transportation by slave traders of enslaved African people, mainly to the Americas. The slave trade regularly used the triangular trade route and its middle passage, and existed from 16th to 19th centuries. The vast majority of those who were enslaved and transported in the transatlantic slave trade were Africans from Central and West Africa who had been sold by other West Africans or Western European slave traders. Now, look at, let's start from the beginning. If you're born in Africa, does that mean you're an African? If you're born in Israel, does that mean you're an Israelite? Because there's a lot of people being born in fake ass Israel and the land that's called Israel. And they claim that heritage too. But they ignore the fact that they have leprosy, that they have homosexuals over there. They ignore all these facts. And here's another little fact. There's a difference between a Negro and a so-called African. And what I got here is what every so-called Christian should have. It's a compact Bible dictionary. Anybody can use this. Now we're gonna find out the difference, because I'm saying that there's a difference between Negroes and Africans. See, everybody thinks it's a joke, man, but you know what you're doing when you do shit like that? You're condemning yourself. And I don't even have to curse you out, man. Hey, the angel of judgment just went over there. The angel of judgment just went over there. So now we're gonna look up Negro, or the word Negro.
Because that man just passed by us, and he looked at us like if we were trying to put on a circus out here or something. But we're just here trying to speak the truth.
Which is hard for people to understand.
the Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, you guys shouldn't be comfortable in this land. You know what I mean?
Well, I couldn't find the word Negro, but let's look for the word ham. Because see, it's not that easy. I can't look up. You can look up the word Negro in your thing, but if we're trying to go on a quest, and we're using the tools we have, it's going to be hard. So that's why you've got to be diligent. Okay, so this is the word ham, and I had to go to the word ham because I already know that if I keep searching for the word Negro versus African, then I'll be lost. Ham, the youngest son of Noah, born probably about 96 years before the flood, and one of the 8 persons to live through the flood, he became the progenitor of the dark races, not the Negroes, but the Egyptians, Ethiopians, Libyans, and Canaanites, other Africans. So those are the Africans. Okay? Let's break that down again. So this article says that and the reason why we were in West Africa is because we want to get that one where the angel told Joseph to take Yahushua to Egypt, because we were escaping to Egypt constantly, consistently. Why? Because right here, man. Let me just read it again. Ham. Okay, ham is. And that word means, it says hot, but and I have the Hebrew dictionary. I can look that up too. We ain't afraid to look up the stuff. The youngest son of Noah, born probably about 96 years before the flood, and one of the 8 persons to live through the flood. So, there wasn't just 8 people. They had more people to repopulate the earth, man. That's crazy. That's crazy. They're not chickens, okay? He became the progenitor of the dark races, not the Negroes, but the Egyptians, Ethiopians, Libyans, Canaanites. His indecency when his father lay drunken brought a curse upon Canaan. And that curse is they're going to be our slaves. Okay?
Joseph went into slavery?
No, when it's in the New Testament when the angel Gabriel told Yahushua's father Joseph to go into Egypt. If not, I got this sword right here. This one's good. You can look through here. This one is the teacher version. And let me show you guys why. This is a red one, the red Bible, the New American Bible. And you see how it has the titles on the chapters. I mean, in the verses, and it has precepts, and it has little notes on the bottom. So that's the one that's the teacher's book. So we were constantly going into Egypt because we would blend in. That's the reason why the angel Gabriel told Joseph and Mary to go down to Egypt. You got it? Okay, go ahead.
This is Matthew 2:13. And when they were departed, behold, the angel of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai appeared to Joseph in a dream. No.
Yeah.
Appeared to Joseph in a dream, saying, Arise and take the young child and his mother, and flee into Egypt, and be thou there until I bring thee word.
Now let's talk about something critical to this understanding right here. Now, if I was white and I went down to Egypt, could I hide amongst the people? I couldn't hide amongst the people. They'd be like, look at that cursed man. Let's fuck him up, or let's do this, or let's do that. Because you know how it is when around any culture, when someone's different, they get treated differently.
That's why it says. That's why it said take them and flee into Egypt, because they were dark-skinned people all over Egypt. so that he could hide among them and he fit in with them.
That's exactly why Gabriel told Joseph to take his family down to Egypt. And this is the devastating truth right here. This is really all we need. The Compact Bible Dictionary. This is all we need. This is
It told you right there that
Ham.
the Ham was dark skinned.
So he was a father of the dark-skinned people, but we know Japhet was dark-skinned too, man. Because these Edomites don't want you to have 100% truth. They want you to have what they want you to have. Because these Edomites know that they're the Edomites. They don't want you knowing that they're the devils. So, that's why I bring this along. Now I just got this in the mail today. I ordered it. The Ben Yehuda's Hebrew English Dictionary. And we're gonna look at the word hot. It says Chum Sa'arath Naya Haraya and Chad. So Chum is one of the words that means hot. So they were right on that one. See, you gotta fact check these guys. These devils are slick. So now, y'all, we gotta get back into the slavery issue. So this is Revelation 13 and 10. He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. He that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword. Here is the patience and the faith of the saints. So it's what we believe. The Lord is just balance. He repays. He's just, man. So now we got this prophecy right here. Because this is a prophecy. This is a prophecy that's going to happen.
Because Esau, he leadeth into captivity, and Esau still hasn't went into captivity.
He's still free. He's still free. Somebody did all this slavery. Somebody was behind it. Let me get a little bit more on this. With the small number being captured directly by slave traders and coastal raids. So that means that a small number of these so-called Africans, we're gonna call them Jerusalem, because that's where they are. Because the Jews are Jerusalem, Judah, Benjamin, and Levi. Jerusalem also means the whole 12 tribes. We're also known as Zion or Israel collectively. Now I'm going to tell you something that you might not know about Africa. There is, and I'm not talking about the Ethiopians, because the Bible dictionary just said that Ham was a father of the Ethiopians. So you have to be from the line of Shem. Okay, so now let's get back to the topic. These Africans were the descendants of Ham. Their curse was to go into slavery. And the Bible just said, right here, the Bible just said, he that leadeth into captivity must go into captivity. So guess what? Those Hamites are going to go into captivity. And you know who else had a big part of having slaves? Ishmaelites, or so-called Arabs. The South Atlantic and Caribbean economies especially were dependent on the supply of secure labor for the production of commodity crops, making goods, clothing to sell in Europe. This was crucial to those Western European countries which in the late 17th and 18th centuries were vying with each other to create overseas empires. So they were making money off the slave trade, a lot of money. If you had free labor, you don't have to pay those people. All what you're selling is 100% profit. Man, that's how these people got rich. Go ahead, keep on.
Yeah, that's how America was built up, off of free work, free labor. And if you Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, you know, if you were wise, you would be mad, you know, that happened, you know, to you guys here in this land. Because this is Ecclesiastes 7:7. Surely oppression maketh a wise man mad. So if you Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, if you're wise, you know, you'd be mad that this happened, and you'd want payback from that. Because it said, he that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. So you guys should want
Redemption.
yeah, redemption for them to go into captivity, instead of, you know, sharing it with them and sharing it with Esau.
Because I know for a fact that you Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, if somebody were to fucking hurt somebody in your family, you would want their family member hurt. But you don't go farther beyond that one person being hurt. You have to go further beyond that. Your whole, I'm gonna put it like this, your whole race was hurt. All the people that make you, all the Israelites were hurt. And all you want to do is have revenge for your fucking brother that's in prison. For someone that got, little Jimmy got shanked. Let's go kill this fucking squad. You guys are fucking pathetic, man. How about that revenge for all your people? How about the revenge for slave trade? For colonization? How about some revenge for those Romans that pierced Yahushai's rib? How about that?
That's the real revenge, you know. Revenge for these people right here that are on this side.
On the righteous side of the sign right here. Because the Lord ain't coming back for Mexicans. He's not coming back for Negroes. He's not coming back for Indian Americans. He's not coming back for Gentiles. He's coming back for his people, Israelites.
The ones who woke up to the truth that their race name is not Negro, Latino, or Native American. That it's really the tribe of Issachar or the tribe of Judah.
Man, if I knew, well, I know I'm an Israelite, but before I was like, man, I wish I was a real Jew. I really did, man. I was like, man, I wish I was those chosen people. Well, guess what? I am.
Because if you're born in Israel, that doesn't make you an Israelite. It matters about your bloodline. Like, because if I went to China, and if I had a son, that son still be an Israelite. He wouldn't be a Chinese.
He would look like a Moabite because you probably get a Moabite woman, and that's how we look different. Because once we went into captivity under Syria, and we were messing with those women, and those men were messing with our women, and we would get back with those women. That's why most of you Latinos, especially Mexicans, look like Arabs. Some Mexicans look like fucking Arabs, huh?
Yeah.
That's why, man, because you mix with the Syrians, and those Arabs are really Assyrians. And when the scripture talks about don't hate an Edomite, it's not talking about an Edomite, it's talking about a Syrian. Because we can't hate them. Why? Because we use their women to make Israelites. Abraham, Jacob definitely used Assyrian. That's how we got to be where we're at. So it doesn't mean abhor an Edomite. It means do not abhor a Syrian.
Because it was the sons of Abraham. Huh?
Yeah.
I got this Psalms 44:19. Though thou hast sore broken us in the place of dragons.
Ooh. Who's the dragon? Who's the dragon? Tell me who the dragons is, Doc.
The dragon is Esau.
Man, and this is a place of dragons because this is a place where all these fucking dragons get together. These dragons are eating ice cream at that fucking corner ice cream shop. Hey, and you heard the brother Eli say that all these buildings have those demonic signs on them. That building right there has a demonic symbol. They all do, man. This is lets you know that architecture lets you know that you're living in a wicked society.
Yeah, because that definition is Strong's 8577, and it's a dragon, serpent, all right? Serpent, venomous snake. And
Who's a serpent? Who's the first serpent?
That's that snake that was in the Garden of Eden.
See, so you people that go to these churches, call yourself Christians, call yourselves loving the Lord, call yourself praising God, you don't even understand who the God you're praising is. Do you know He does not like you? He does not delight in ignorance. He doesn't have any pity for you. He wants to kill you. Hey, the Lord wanted to kill Moses because he didn't do exactly what he was told to do. Man, that's hey, the angels are up there trembling. They're scared of Yahweh. They're scared of Yahweh Shai. That's how you keep order. Because what is the Bible, the scripture says, do not fear man that can kill your body, but fear the one that can kill your body and spirit. Damn, imagine that. Shit, I don't even know how your spirit can hurt, that can feel pain. My body feels pain, and maybe my spirit translates it, and I start feeling it. But I don't know, because the spirit was made out of fire. What kind of fire does it take to destroy fire? What kind of power does it take to destroy power? Come on, man. Wrap your minds around what you're reading, what you're actually trying to understand and digest. Because the spirit is a living thing. The spirit is a living thing. That tree has a spirit. That grass has a spirit. All these plants have a spirit. Dogs that have spirits. Animals have spirits. There's a lot of spirits. So now I'm going to get Revelation 13 and 4. And they worshiped the dragon, which gave power unto the beast. And they worshiped the beast, saying, who is like unto the beast? Who is able to make war with him? So who can make war with this dragon? Can anybody fight this dragon off?